Larry.
Yeah.
Here you go, Larry. Jeannie. Okay, hang on. I need that one back. Sorry. Sorry. That's that one back.
Larry, you give me some volume.
Hi, Larry.
You're 2 minutes early.
I can't believe you're back. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Thank you.
Not you.
Do we have anybody else?
Hi.
Hi. Welcome. Good to have you. Oh, they really put the juice on this. Good to have you all here today. You have to imagine today that the darkness that you see outside is not the evening, but the morning. Now, most of us get up in the morning and it's dark. And so the reason I said that is because the presentation today is about breakfast. We're going to be talking about different ways to prepare breakfast and different recipes. And I hope that you understand that breakfast is important. Most of the people that I talk to, they will tell me, I do not eat breakfast. And I think one of the reasons is people tend to eat too late the night before. And they don't understand that the word breakfast means breaking the fast. The body needs time to rest. And then we begin the day with breaking the fast. So today we are going to break the fast. And the person presenting the recipe today is my wife. Zinia Agosto, with one hand, it's not with two hands, it's Zinia. And she will be the presenter. And we would like to begin with a word of prayer, but before we pray, if you feel blessed by what you're going to learn today, and even if you don't feel blessed, there is a donation container there. If you don't feel blessed, put double. And if you feel blessed, it's okay, just put whatever you feel too big. Let's bow our heads. Gracious Father, we want to thank you for the blessings of this day. Pray a blessing upon the presenter, upon the class, everything that's going to be presented today as we go and learn. May that be applicable to our everyday life, and that we can learn ways to do things even better than we're doing it. Bless us, bless everything that's going to happen today. If there's anybody in their way, protect them and bring them safe. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Thank you, and Zinia Agosto.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening. So glad to have all of you here. I'm going to be presenting, of course, already you know, about breakfast. So let's give a little bit of an introduction to this. Breakfast, as you know, it kickstarts your metabolism, helping you burn calories throughout the day. It also gives you the energy you need to get things done and helps you focus at work or at school. Those are just a few reasons why it's the most important meal of the day, and it's my favorite meal of the day. Many studies have linked eating breakfast to good health, including better memory and concentration, lower levels of LDL cholesterol, that's the bad cholesterol, and lower chances of getting diabetes, heart diseases, and being overweight. Skipping the morning meal can throw off your body's rhythm of fasting and eating. When you wake up, the blood sugar your body needs to make your muscles and brain work their best is usually low. Breakfast helps replenish it. If you don't eat it, you are likely to get all the nutrients your body needs because you are breaking a fast from your night, you see? And in the morning, your body is so ready to have all the nutrients. And if you buy things that are sugary, that's not going to be doing good to your body. So you need to have all the nutrients because in the morning is the best moment in which you receive nutrients for your body for the whole day to give you all the energy. So we have whole grains, and the whole grains examples of that, we have the oats, and today we're going to be presenting everything about oats and chickpea flour. Chickpea flour is full of protein. The chickpea is one of the legumes that are the best proteins that you can get, and we're going to present it with also with tofu. But that's going to be in another recipe. Just make sure that you pay attention to it. So together, these foods, you know, the whole grains, the protein, the fruits and vegetables, all of this provide complex carbohydrates, fiber, protein, and a small amount of fat, a combination that packs health benefits and helps you feel full for hours. Find options from these core groups that suit your taste and preferences, and try to choose food from at least 3 of these groups to round out a healthy breakfast. So what to do when you're looking for a breakfast, of course, you go to the supermarket and you think, okay, let me get this box of cereal, but you need to look in the back of the cereal. If your first ingredient is sugar, that's not good for you because you're eating dessert. And we shouldn't be eating too much of sugar in the morning. So make sure you have plenty of fiber. Choose cereals with at least 3 grams of fiber in each serving, but if possible, aim for 5 grams. The sugar, there's different types of sugar, high fructose, corn syrup, honey, brown sugar, dextrose. So pay attention to those details when you're reading labels. Calories, if you're thinking about calories, this is the time when you need them to pay more attention on calories per serving. Remember to top off your bowl with cereal with nuts. And if you have a bowl like oatmeal in the morning or a hot cereal that you like, you put some nuts, put some fruit, make sure that you have a balanced cereal in the morning. Okay, so in this morning, in this afternoon actually, we're going to be talking about oats and the benefits of oats. We have there in your flyer things that are presented. Interesting type of oats, variety of them. Oats are available in a variety of forms, and we have the list of oat groats, oat bran, steel cut oats, Scottish oats, rolled oats, and quick or instant oats. In the morning, sometimes you think that might be the steel cut oats, and those are the ones that come in some containers, and their grains are a little harder. And you will see if it takes too much time for you in the morning to prepare, what you need to do is do it in the night. What I do, I just put it for the 2 of us, is 2 cups of milk. If I want to do 2 cups of my own soy milk, or what is the other milk that I use? Almond milks or coconut milk, all those. You can soak the grain 1/4 cup for each person. You soak it up with that and some raisins and leave it there in the stove. If it's a winter time, you can leave that there in the stove without cooking. So in the morning, this is soft. You turn it on, you put your sweeteners and a little bit of salt, and you have it in a moment. It doesn't take time for me to do it very fast. That's what I do. So or you can, I'm going to be teaching you how to do one that's a blueberry baked oatmeal. That's a very good one. You can do all of these recipes for today. You can do it ahead and put it in the freezer. The baked oat, you can do it the day before and then put it all together and put it in the oven. Or you can do it during the night when you come during the night, so in the morning you have it for breakfast. All of the waffles and the other recipes that you have there, the chickpea flour frittata, you can do it in the day before and then pack it in individual, and then you can even freeze them, because those are things that you can do ahead and always have it in the freezer. This batch of waffles, it made 26 square waffles. So that means that you can have waffles for your whole month, depends on how many you have in your home. So, and you can freeze them, and they freeze well. They can be used, the toppings can be for sweet or savory, because they're balanced, even though I have dates, but they're not so sweet. And you can put some sauce on top, you can put some things, any vegetable protein that you like to put on top, and maple syrup, you know, do it kind of a quasi chicken and waffle type. You can use this waffle also, because those are, the tastes are very basic. So you can use that and freeze them. The frittata, it's easy to freeze also, and you have those things, recipe for you to learn and do ahead. So, and then you have the benefits of oats are lower blood sugar levels, provides antioxidants, promotes healthy bacteria in your gut, helps you to feel full, to manage your weight, and ease constipation, relieves skin itching and irritation, and lowers your chance of colon cancer. About the garbanzo flour, it says, did you know that chickpea flour contains more protein than eggs per serving? Wow. There is 22 grams of protein in 100 grams of chickpea flour, compared to 13 grams in 100 grams of cooked eggs. Wow. Amazing, huh? Another interesting point, there is 27% iron in chickpea flour compared to 7 grams in eggs. So there are a few names for chickpea flour. Shannon flour is made from roasted chickpea and not recommended in this recipe. Garbanzo flour or gram flour or the sand flour. So those are several names. And this is one you need to make chickpea frittata with the garbanzo flour. So let's start with our waffles, the oat waffles. This recipe, I have it for years. My daughters, when they were very young, they used this recipe to sell to people. They used to pack their dozen and sell to anyone in my business or my husband's office when he goes to the chaplain at the hospital. They sell very good, and let's start with that. Someone are here gluten-free intolerance? No? Okay, good. You know, the oats are gluten-free naturally, but because the people are highly sensitive to gluten, they grow together with wheat. That's why they label oats sometimes if they're gluten-free, because then they grow the oats in a place and they process them in a place that are not in a wheat-free area. So that way people that are super sensitive don't have that contamination. But oats by itself naturally are gluten-free. But they put it there for people when they are highly sensitive, so they grow those oats and process it in a facility that doesn't have wheat. So we're gonna have, the recipe calls for 8 cups of oats. What I like to do is 8 cups of the small oats, the regular oats that we have. They're quick oats, and 4 cups of that and 4 cups of the rolled oats. And the reason I like to do it this way is because when you toast it in your waffle maker, they still keep the crunchiness. They don't get too soggy, and that's what I like it. So on that also we have then this half 3/4 cup of flour. It can be soy flour, it can be the pastry flour, it can be any type of flour that you want. 3/4 cup of that. And 1 or 2 teaspoons of salt, which I already add. And dates. You can use the dates in Winco. They sell those type of dates that are already cut, and they're powdered with oatmeal. And you can buy those, or you can buy the dates that are baked already with the seeds. You just need to take out the seeds. And what I do is in a glass measuring cup, the one that I have there, I put the amount of dates that I have, and it says half cup of dates. I put it in water and put it in the microwave. You can put some hot water from the then you heat it up. You put it, let it rest so the dates are very soft. And then after that, you blend it. And then they become just like this. So I have here the 3/4 cup, that's what it says here, the half cup of the dates. And I have the almond extract, I have the vanilla extract all in here. So what I'm going to do is mix what I have here, the oats and the flour. It has the salt and everything in here. Okay? And then I'm going to put that in here. This is already blended, so I make this ahead so we can move to recipes faster. All the goodness onto the last cup. This is the sweetness. All the goodness, yeah, in here. And then I'm going to put 7 cups of water because I include 1 cup when I was blending it, okay? So I have 7 cups here. And what I'm going to do, because it needs to rest, that's why I'm doing this first. So I have all this resting there. So you want to make sure that you rest it from half hour to 45 minutes, okay? Because what that milk is going to, even though it's water here, you will see that it's sitting down for that long. It makes the water look like milky in a little while. The water will be very, like you have put milk instead. Yeah, that's what we're looking for when this is ready to do. And it's better for you to leave it resting also because the more time that you leave it resting, you will have more waffles. If you just don't leave it resting too much, it won't yield too many. So that's one of the reasons that I like. And one of the things that I do when I put it in my waffle maker is in that moment that I sprinkle on top some slivered almonds. And I toast it with the slivered almonds. And it's very good. And you eat it just fresh. So you're going to be sampling today one of those also. I have already made them ahead. So I want to make sure that I stir this.
Is there any length of letting that rest that would be to where it would be non-beneficial?
No, I mean, I like to leave it resting because I have done this for so many times. I have noticed that if you leave it resting more, the oats get a little bit more softer and it yields more waffles than if I don't leave it more.
What would happen if a person just mixed it up, made sure it was totally absorbed, covered it up with some saran wrap or something, and left it overnight? Would that hurt anything?
I don't think so. It will be very more softer than probably you want, because the idea of having 2 types of oats is to keep the crispiness still, I have the softness of the quick one and keep the roll oats, keep it their shape a little bit longer so it won't be too mushy.
But you might lose that.
Yeah, but it's up to you. You just, if you like it, that's fine. There's no police in the waffle making. You do it one time like that, and then probably let me take the other way. Yeah, but yeah, so this is it.
But it looks to me like it's getting kind of milky already.
Yeah, you see, that's the point. So, and that's the idea. Just leave it there, like, I'm gonna leave it while I'm doing the other recipe, and then come back. Yes, go ahead.
So could you make this batter overnight and put it in the fridge and then bring it out?
That's what it was just saying.
You
It
wouldn't be as, it would
Not as crispy.
lose its crispiness.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all.
it's up to you. You can do it anyway, It's just, so I'm gonna cover it here a little bit. So I'm gonna come back again. Okay, ladies, you can take this out. Okay? So let's do the next recipe. Thank you. While that is resting, there's other recipes more. I don't know if you're interested. I didn't make copies of it, but I just want to let you know. If people doesn't have a waffle maker, they can continue to do other type of pancakes. I have a recipe of oatmeal blender pancakes, if anyone is interested, and my favorite pumpkin waffles recipe. It is so good.
What waffle recipe?
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is very good. So if you guys are interested, I do have recipes here for it. When you're doing pancakes, one of the things that I like when you have the liquid, I use the soy milk. It has more protein on it.
Yes.
And usually we don't do buttermilk, but we do soy milk with lemon or apple cider vinegar on it. That will replace your buttermilk. Okay? And it works much better in soy milk because it's higher in protein. Okay? So when you're doing pancakes, easily you can substitute that. Okay? So if it calls for 1 cup or 2 cups of milk, you substitute for soy milk and put 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. That's what I usually do. And it works very good. You don't need the eggs, you substitute that baking powder with that, and it will, the cider will react with the baking powder, and it will be fluffy and very good.
So do you make this recipe with soy milk? Do you instead of water?
No, water.
Yeah.
You can add milk if you want to.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. But usually I've done it for so many years with water, and I like it. Okay, blueberry baked oatmeal, and then I'm gonna go to this one now. This is this one. What I did was use this almond milk this time. It calls for coconut oil, but I have done it with olive oil, and that's what I usually do. But you can do it with coconut oil also. Okay. I have my oats here. And it's 2 cups. Let me go ahead here. It says 2/3 cup of chopped pecans, which I already have measured here. And these are toasted. Why we toast it? Because it brings out more the flavor. It just wake up, the nuts are full of oil, and they're resting in the little shell there. So when you toast them, then you're like, I am gonna become very flavorful. But because they're full of oils, you need to keep them in the fridge, okay, or in the freezer, okay? So we have that here, and we're gonna add let me follow my recipe in front of me better, huh? So we have the 2 cups of oat fraction. I'm using the rollers, you see? I'm using the rollers. And I need the spoon. I have this spoon. Thank you. Oh, don't worry. I got about it. Okay. So I'm mixing that. And I have all the spices all together here. So we have the cinnamon, I have the baking powder, I have the salt, I have a little bit of nutmeg. All of them are here. Okay? Welcome, welcome. Glad to see you. Okay. So let's all the flavorful things here. And this smells so good because you have the spices of the cinnamon. And this time cinnamon, I really like it. So you have that, and then we have the wet ingredients. 1 3/4 cup of milk of your choice. Almond milk, coconut milk, whichever you want. I just don't use cow's milk. And then you have maple syrup or honey. I'm allergic to honey, so usually I use maple syrup or agave. So I think I have agave here. We can use agave. And how much of the agave is? 1/3 cup. Cups here. There you have 1/3 cup. I like to mix it all with the wet ingredients first, all together. Okay. Any question? And then we go ahead. I did have the flax eggs. What I do on a recipe like this, because we have the liquid, the flax eggs will substitute the eggs. And will give you not only that, it has a lot of good benefits for you also. Last cooking class, I think I explained a lot of the benefits, and I did a printout also, all the flaxseed benefits. So it's gonna be how many? 2 tablespoons, because we're going to be substituting 2 large eggs. So I do 2 tablespoons. For 1 flax egg, it will be 1 tablespoon plus 2.5 teaspoons of water. You let it sit there. Of course, you blend. If you have a blender that is for coffee grinder, you buy one for nuts, especially for nuts. And you put those small seeds there. It will blend perfectly. And then you put it in a glass container and leave it in the fridge. You can put it on top of your cereals. It has a lot of good benefits for you, so make sure that you have that always in your hand. So you have 1 tablespoon. What I'm going to do, because we have liquid here, if I notice that I need a little bit more liquid, then I put the water. I'm just going to put only the 2 tablespoons of flax seeds. Okay, directly here. I'm gonna let it sit in liquid. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna put it directly on the dry ingredients. Okay. Then we have 3 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter or coconut oil. I use olive oil most of the time, so I'm going to use the 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm right-handed. Much better. You can use coconut oil and you just put it in the microwave a little bit so it will be melted. I'm going to be using this one. And you're going to be tasting this already because I already prepared it. So you don't need to wait 45 minutes for it. Okay, let's mix that. What is the other ingredients? 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Okay, and the next ingredients are the blueberries. Yes. But before I put the blueberries, let's mix this. Make sure the sugar gets in the bottom, huh? We're gonna mix it here.
Got the agave on it?
Huh?
Got the agave?
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta get it back up.
Yes, it makes it better. And then we're gonna mix all this together. And if I notice that I need a little bit more liquid, that's when I will add the liquid that I didn't add when I put the flax seed. Remember that flax seed with water will be 1 egg.
So that's three tablespoons of liquid per egg.
It will be 1 tablespoon of flax seed plus 2.5 teaspoons of water.
Okay.
Yeah, that will be the equivalent of 1 egg. And you don't leave it resting, and then you mix it. But because I'm going to mix both of them this time here, so I'm going to leave it here. Okay. At this, I'm going to add the last 2 teaspoons of sugar. I put I use brown sugar, but you can use the coconut sugar also. And that will be all the sugar that you're going to have. You have all the fiber of the oatmeal, you have the sweetness of the agave, and now the sweetness with the blueberry that I'm going to put. Now, I'm going to spray my tin. It asked the recipe for a square one, and a square inch. If you do it in a longer one, it will be too thin. So it's better to do it in a square or a little bit more bigger than a square, but not the 9 by 13. So.
In other words, an 8 by 10 or.
Yeah, the square
9 by
ones.
9, but not a.
Or not the 30 because it's too wide, then you're going to have it's going to be too. And
So how thick should it be?
whichever thickness you want, but I prefer to be like the square or a little bit bigger, like this one. That's the biggest one that you can not, because it's going to be too thin, and you want it to have a little bit more of a little more substance to it. You can use coconut oil here also. I'm just using this because it's faster right now. And then let's put the blueberries. I already have the blueberries here. Don't put all of them at once because we want to have that other part in the top. There's a little bit of the liquid, so I'm going to put that liquid there. Because it gave a lot of flavor also. So, and this recipe, it needs to be in the oven at 375 degrees. Okay, I think now it's ready to get in the dish. And you spread it as much as you can. All the goodness. And you try to even it out as much as you can. And then, oh, did I forget something more about on this recipe? Does it have, oh yeah, I put the nuts there. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Everything is here. So we put this, the rest of it on top, because we want to have all those blueberries showing. So this is a good breakfast, so you do ahead, and you can put it in. It's going to be so good. I'm going to use my hands to see faster. Your good tools. There you go. Okay. I think it's okay. Ready to be in the oven. Okay? Very yummy. It smells good. Okay, this is ready for 375. Thank you. Okay, and let's go to the next recipe. Yeah, the next recipe is the thank you. This is church. This is mine. Okay. Thank you. Oh, yes. Smells good. Okay, here's this maple syrup. Okay, let's go to the next recipe. Okay, the next recipe is all about the frittata. So let's move this here. Any questions about this one? Let's go to the chickpea flour frittata. And cooking with chickpea flour sometimes is kind of it's so thin, the flour, it's so, you don't think that's going to have body on it, but it is very, surprisingly very good. Those quiche that are there are what we are going to be presenting you right now. Okay, so 2 cups of chickpea flour, so let's have it here. These are the 2 cups of chickpea flour. These are all the spices already prepared. 2.5 cups of water. What I did is put only 2 cups of water to start with, okay? Because we have a lot of vegetables. These vegetables, oops, something happened here. These vegetables can be substituted with any type of vegetables you want. I choose this time some onions, and you roast and you cook the onions until they are kind of a little brown. You just kind of you saute them until they get very brown, kind of not burned. It's kind of caramelized a little bit. Okay. You do that, and then you can use fresh roasted fresh tomatoes. I mean, tomatoes, no, red pepper or roasted red pepper. I just choose the faster. You just buy the container of roasted peppers and cut it in little cubes, okay? And then I chose some olives, black olives. You can use Kalamata olives. It's going to be so good if you use Kalamata olives. It's a little bit spendier, but the flavor is so good. Very good. And I cut tofu in cubes and then sauteed them. But the tofu, I did some flavor in the tofu. I put some onion powder, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, and cut it in cubes and sauteed a little bit of olive oil. So give a little bit of flavor because all the tofu needs some little bit of flavor. Okay, that's one of those. And some green, so I cut some spinach. Okay, you can use basil if you have a lot. You can put some basil on this, or you can put cilantro if you wanted to put a little bit Mexican, then you put a little bit jalapeno. You know, the vegetables are, you can change it. You can use also squash instead. Okay, so let's put everything together. Now we have, let me see if I have a spatula, my green one, that green one, and the small one with the gray top also. Thank you. And this, thank you. A little spatula, there was a little spatula with a gray top. Okay, let's do this. We have, put it here. I think it was a bigger bowl, so that's why I decided to mix it here. Thank you. And then we have the water. Oh, let's put the spices. On the spices, I have all of them: Italian seasoning, garlic powder, kala namak is an egg flavor, salt. I didn't have any, I put regular salt. But that salt, you can find it in Amazon, okay? It gives you an eggy flavor. A lot of Indian cuisine use that. And it's very, I've heard that it's very good. So if you can find it, I'm about to order that one, okay?
So it's also called black salt.
Yes, yeah, I was gonna say that, but the black salt that I have is the black salt that they add charcoal. That's why I didn't want to use that term because people can see black salt, but if you see in the back, that's another one. So it's if you buy it in Amazon on that name, you can find the exact one. Because, and you think it's black, when you find that name, it's not black. It's kind of pinkish. Yeah, I know. You learn everything every time. Okay, so, or you can smoke paprika, salt, pepper, and nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast is very good in complex vitamin B. So, you see, you're going to be using this for breakfast. Those are things that you need to pay attention to so you can add very good nutrients in the morning. Okay, everything is here already. And let's mix it. Okay. Those spices smell very good. Then we add, the water. And I have only 2 cups of the 2 cups I have. powder. In the dry mix, I put the baking powder also. I already sift this in home, but when you're gonna do it, you just sift it in the same time. You know, while you prepare it, but this is already sifted. It helps to do it because the garbanzo flour tends to have a lot of lumps. Okay. Okay. Any questions? So little by little, I'm going to be adding this, so it will, you see, it looks very watery. You're going to think, well, are you really going to be holding this? But it has a good body once you cook it. You put it in there, and it's good. It's going to be good. Okay, the 2 cups. I'm going to clean this spatula there. It has some of the flour there. So I'm ready to add the ingredients. I'm going to have my onions. You know what? I'm not measuring this. I'm just kind of, eyeballing this. And it says half cup of curly kale. So I have kind of a half cup of here of spinach. So half cup of capsicum. That is roasted pepper. So yeah, I think I have half cup there. And orange sweet potatoes, I don't have that today, but I have tofu, and I think it will be okay. So, you eyeball it and you play around with your ingredients and the things that you like most, okay? So let's do this. I like onions. So, let's add all this goodness. Roasted pepper. So good. That's a lot of vitamin C actually in the peppers. Let's have the spinach. It gives a lot of nice color when you're mixing it. And some black olives. You see, that's why I didn't add the half cup of extra liquid, because sometimes all these vegetables have their own liquid, so you don't want to add too much of that. I think we'll be okay with this. So, it smells good. All those ingredients together. Okay. Very good. So now we're ready to put it in your muffins. Remember, you can do this ahead and bake it and do several batches of this and put it in your freezer, and you have a very fast breakfast or a very nice simple snack on the evening. What we do at home, we do a good breakfast, we do a lunch for ourselves, or take lunch for work, and supper, we eat very simple things. So if you have something like that, you can eat that with a cup of soy milk or juice, and that's it. We don't put our stomach on so much heavy food during the night. That's when you are relaxing supposedly, and you're sitting, like what they say, like a couch potato. That's when you don't want to eat too much calories when you're sitting down. So in the morning, that's important. That's the time when you need all those nutrients, so you can have energy to do all the things that you need to do during the day. So I'm covering all this. I'm preparing now let's now mount this in here. Okay. Use this again. There's some olive oil one also from Trader Joe's. You can use that also, or coconut oil. Make sure you just oil that here. Or if you want to, I prefer to have it directly, not with a little cup and get it from inside. I prefer to have it directly. So I have a big one, so all of them might be on the same size. And when all of them are the same size, they cook all at the same time. Okay? You see, it's very hard, but amazingly, it's going to be okay. And I think you guys can, once I put this to bake, I'm going to start putting this in the waffle maker. And I'm going to prepare a sauce for you that is so good now in this winter season that we have a lot of pears. I'm going to do a pear sauce. It's a beautiful sauce. And it's going to be here for you to taste also. And that sauce, you can use it for a beautiful dessert also. If you're gonna bake pears, you put that on top of that. Oh, it's very good. It's a very good recipe. So let's put all this together. So we have on the waffle recipes, we have almonds that we're going to put on top. On the blueberry recipe, we have pecans that we put on top. On this recipe, we have the protein that will be is on the garbanzo flour and then in the tofu. So you have two sources of protein on each one of the recipes. I'm going to fill it up now. Okay, it will be okay. This has two little tofu. I want to peel right this off. And it's going to be baked at how much degrees? It says there? 400, isn't it? Yeah. So that's it. And then we're going to bake it. Okay, ladies? We have these cans. Thank you so much. Okay, now we put this aside. Thank you. Okay, and do you think we should do it? Okay, what we're going to be doing is start you guys coming here to the table and take something for you guys so you can taste it while I'm doing my next recipe, okay? So you guys come ahead and you're going to be serving yourself a little bit of, they're going to be serving you. And there's plenty of waffles. And there's strawberries in the fridge. There's strawberries also. And these are maple syrup. And this is what I'm going to be presenting now. Watch your step. I'm going to use watch your step. Watch your step. Let's move yourself. Well, you can put it on the side. The little bit on the side, yeah. I put some almond butter, peanut butter, so you can put it on top of your waffles. There's some peanut butter there. Yeah, that's the Pear Sauce. That is almond. That's a pear. No, that's the Pear Sauce. It's not with almonds.
Yes, please. It's totally up to you. I'll be sure.
when, you know, the regular. Yeah, the regular.
Hey, I have a suggestion. Yeah, take it all.
Well, we're all going to watch, yeah. So, and I think.
Not your pickup. Not your pickup. I guess you could just get a trailer, select the jump. Yeah. So that wasn't too terrible.
And it was, yes. Oh, there's some peanut butter you want to put on.
Good flexible what? Yeah. That rubbed it off. Neither one of us thought about this. That's too much cord you gotta wrap around there. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I heard
You like it?
Yeah. Story dog.
There's plenty more waffles if you'd like to come get seconds.
Yes. I did 26. Yes, exactly. That's fine. They can come. So how do you feel when you're eating? I think, do you like it? Do you like the quiche, the little garbanzo? Yes, the garbanzo frittata, the small one. Of course, we're going to be doing it in a big one. And the waffles, it has a neutral flavor, so you can add whichever flavor you want to put on top. And it's full of fiber, and in the morning, that's pretty good for you guys. So I'm going to be presenting how to do the pear sauce. So I bought the slivered almonds. You can buy the regular almonds and put hot water on them and leave them steaming. And then you just pinch them and all the skin will go out immediately. You can do that also, okay? If you don't find these slivered almonds, you can buy the regular almonds, put the amount of almonds which is called for, like 1 cup, put it in the hot water, leave it seated there like 10 minutes if you put it in hot water. Leave them cool, and then when you get all them, you just squeeze the almond and you will peel the skin out immediately. You can do that also, or if not, you can buy the sliver ones. That's what I did. So there's 1 cup of sliver almonds, and then 1 can of juice of the one that comes in pear juice concentrate. So I use the liquid on it, okay? And I put the liquid on this, and I'm gonna do a little bit of noise. So I'm gonna blend this, and it's good that you do the almonds and leave it in hot water from one day to another, or leave it in hot water for half hour or so, okay? So it will be easier to blend if you don't have the Vitamix. It's going to be doing a little bit of noise, so I'm sorry for that. That will be creamy and foamy. Yeah. And this, what you're going to add is, if you have fresh pears, it's much better. So I'm going to put all the fresh pears that I have here. If the pear is ripe, it's even better. I try to see if I can find more ripe or softer pears, but all of them are so hard still. So, but when that happens, then you will add a little bit of more maple syrup, okay? Because they tend to be not too sweet and they are too hard, of course. I put a little bit more of the beer and 1.5 here, okay? And usually it's the can, but because I put a little bit of the fresh one, I'm going to put that. Okay, at that we add 1 teaspoon of salt. Every sweetness needs a little bit of salt. It comes up the flavor much better. Okay, and then 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. Oops. Probably a little bit more because we don't have those pears are not so sweet because they're not ripe now. And one thing that I really like to have in home is the vanilla bean paste. Because it has I know it has a little bit of sugar, but what I like about it is that it has also the beans inside, the seeds, that the flavor, it will be more vanilla flavor, more pungent flavor. But it's so sweet and so nice. Did you taste the pear sauce? Do you like it? The flavor is very good. And I like to see the little seeds on that white sauce. It's very beautiful. Okay, and on this we're going to be using 1 teaspoon. Actually, I bought this in Ross. Sometimes you can buy in Mike, Ross. Trader Joe's have one new one. It says in a small container. And World Market, you can buy it online. You see, it has. So beautiful. See?
Can you find the vanilla bean paste locally, like in Fred Meyer or?
Yeah, I think you can find it, but not all the stores have them. That's what I'm saying, that if you go to Trader Joe's, now they carry it in a small container. I know in Ross or Marshall's, in the section of food, that they bring foods from different places, so they carry that sometimes.
You could try Country Village.
Yes.
Fred Meyer's in there.
Or Whole Foods also. I like the vanilla bean paste. All the goodness of this thing is precious. Doesn't look nice on them. Okay. It's better to do it, to blend the nuts first with the liquid of the can and then add the pears, okay? No. No. This will be used and you put it in your fridge. It will last as much as you want to last. 5 days. You know. I like to have it with waffles, especially pumpkin waffles. Yes. Yeah. Pumpkin waffles with pear sauce. Oh,
That sounds wintry.
oh yes. So it's good. So that's how it was made, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do the waffle so you can see how it works in my waffle maker, okay?
Can I ask you a question about?
Yes, of course.
Paste? Is there a liquid sugar in there, because it's liquid?
This-
Vanilla bean paste.
Oh no, you can see it.
But what makes it liquidy?
It has sugar, of course, it has sugar. And of course the vanilla bean, it's over, oh here it is. Sugar, water, vanilla extract, vanilla beans.
Yeah, and water.
Mhm.
We were just wondering why it was a syrup instead of like a real
Yeah,
paste.
because I think it's the sugar and it just. So I'm gonna disconnect my blender from here. And this, now we're gonna be doing the, thank you. Yes. 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 I wanted to bring my wood gun, my wood. My. I think they're here, so you can all see.
Let's turn that over.
Yeah. So you need to put your waffle in the section that says waffles, because remember this, the waffle maker also you can use as a panini. See, it's flat. So you need to put your waffle maker in the section that says waffles. So then the temperature will be okay. It's there. Okay, leave it warm enough. What I like to have is my top. You have a rack, so it will be cool when you take it out. And if you sit it in something that is flat, the warm, it will create moisture and it will be moist. We want them to be crispier. So I put the rack here. And then you have your almonds to put on top. And now you're going to see the mix. It's going to be very, you see, thick. And if you think it's too thick, you can still add a little bit more water. It will hold it. I'm going to add a little bit more water here. Okay. Any questions?
Now, you're adding more liquid because of this.
It gets too thick sometimes, like now, so it will be a little bit more loose. So when I spread it, it will spread much nicer. I like it.
Do you oil your waffle?
I was gonna talk about that exactly right now. I don't like to use spray on my waffle maker. I like to do the olive oil and then spread it with the brush that I only intend for that. Okay? I think the texture of the material on this, if you spray it's thick on it and it creates, the longer that you use, it creates kind of a coat. And even though you wash it, that coat cannot release so easily. Like when you do it in your cupcake mold or your dish, on this material, I don't like it. I like better the oils and then brush it. Okay? It will last longer also. It's easier to clean. And of course, I use olive oil. The only thing about that I like about too much about this is that it will burn you, because it's not cool touch, but it works very good. I think we can start. So I put a little bit. I don't use too much, it will spread very nicely. I kind of try to put one scoop on each one of the four. Like that. I spread it, even though if you close it, it will spread, but I like to have this even on all the corners, so it will be spread. where, remember I used to sell these waffles also. Like girls, so that's how they used to do it. And then sprinkle on top. As much as you want. Not right or wrong in here. So the first one always takes longer because it's the first one. Okay? It takes like 15 minutes, the first one. And then the second one is starting with 10 minutes. And you can then go and roll. I have two of this. This is my new latest one. I have my old one. I haven't used it for so long, so I put them both of them and do a bunch at the same time. So that's it. Any questions? I think that you already have tasted. You're going to be looking at how that comes out. And I think that would be it. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate everyone that came for the class. I'm very happy to be teaching you. And if you have any other questions, just let me know.